Hi, and my name is Luke Conway. I'm the co-founder and CEO of LGBT Charity UK. If you're watching this video, welcome to the team. We're going to do some quick training today to make sure you are fully inducted to LGBT standards. Your store manager will have given you a company handbook. This is for you to save and keep somewhere safe and a little bit of light reading. It's very important that you follow the procedures and policies of the company to make sure you have a long and happy stay with us. We are one big family. Welcome to LGBT Charity UK. We're going to start by opening this handbook and telling you a little bit about the charity. The charity got its charitable status back in 2019, but we've been running since 2016. We've been helping loads of people with rehousing, mental health issues, abuse, and lots more. We've now started going into schools and prisons, so we're very busy in the back scenes. You might not see that, but we are, I promise you. We're a non-profitable organisation, and we're hoping that this charity will be going for many, many years and helping many, many people and touching people's lives. We're going to turn to page 4, which we talk about equal opportunities policy. Now, I can drone on all day, but do you take it in? You may not. We're an equal opportunities employer, and when we talk about equal opportunities, basically we won't discriminate against anybody for their race, age, sex or colour. We are an equal opportunities employer, and it's very important to us that we get this across to you. Who is responsible for equal opportunities? Well, as an employee, we are very, very much responsible. We need to make sure that we're following all the guidelines. And now this is part of the law as well. So we have to make sure we take it on board, or we could be sued. We don't want that. I would suggest you pause the video and just quickly read through these. Just make sure you understand them, and any questions, don't hesitate to ask your store manager. What is discrimination? Well, discrimination is when we would discriminate against somebody because of their age or sex, and we need to make sure that we're not discriminating anybody. This can be done directly or indirectly. Directly would be when I say, oh, we're not employing anybody under the age of 40. We can't do that as an employer. Indirect discrimination is when we show somebody that we are giving bad discrimination and we speak to them in the wrong manner. We need to make sure as an employer we're not victimising people. This can be done in several ways, and we need to make sure that when you're dealing with somebody, you speak to them in a correct manner, whether being a store manager, a volunteer, a cleaner. You're really important to the team. Whatever job you do within the company, you'll be treated equally. Victimization means treating a person less fortunate because they have made a complaint or discrimination or provided information with a complaint because this may do not one of these things. Harassment. We will not tolerate harassment within our workplace. If you feel you are being harassed, please, we have a text service that you can contact. Your number is anonymous, so we don't know who you are. You can text it. Your store manager will join you onto our staff page, and once you've joined onto that, the number is on there, but it is 077 35 35 3598. That number is very important to take down. I'll give it you again. If you've got a pen and a bit of paper, it's 077 35 35 3598. All texts are sent to that are confidential, and you can report anything. If you suspect theft, you suspect anyone being harassed, or you suspect anything like that, please text that number, and obviously we will deal with it internally. Your name will never be mentioned because we won't know who you are, so I must say that really strictly. You can also ring our head office branch. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on Christmas Day, and you can ring them if you've got any concerns. Remember, you don't have to give your name, and obviously everything will be dealt with in the strictest confidence. So talking about harassment, there's lots of ways. You could be a bloke could be slapping a woman on the bum, and obviously that would be classed as harassment. That would be classed as sexual harassment. So there's different aspects of harassment. The way you speak to a member of staff because you don't like them, again, in the workplace, not tolerated. A single incident can amount to harassment. So remember, just by doing it once, it could be classed in harassment and it could lead to disciplinary action. So please be careful when you're in the workplace. We want you to come in, have a laugh, enjoy yourself, but on the other aspect, make sure you follow the rules of the handbook. Disabled discrimination, sorry. This could be direct or indirect. So disabled person could be anyone. I'm disabled. I've just recently had a stroke and I'm struggling to get up and down stairs. It does mean I can't lift anymore, but there's still loads of stuff I can do within the company. So just because you have got a disability, it doesn't mean we can't welcome you aboard. So remember, a disabled person might not just because they're in a wheelchair. It could be any reason. Remember that. So we're just going to turn to page 10 now, if you've lost me. I am going through this quite quick. Our induction is really, really important to you and we need to make sure you've got everything on board. Recruitment. Managers involved in recruitment must. We don't discriminate. Again, we're going back to discrimination just quickly and running over this. But basically, we need to make sure that when somebody applies for a job, the job is reviewed, the advertisement is carefully put on, and that we make sure that we get the right person for the job. We don't ask about health and people's health, the disabilities, before a job offer is made. Not asking candidates about any prior convictions and etc. It depends if the role does require you to have no convictions. Again, previous convictions we don't discriminate against. It's just if you was working in one of our aspects of the business where you're working with children or things like that, we may have to ask you for a CBR check. And basically that's just to make sure that obviously the Charity Commission and the police are happy for you to work with children or vulnerable adults. The employer is legally required to verify that all employers have the right to work in the UK. So please, please don't be surprised if your manager asks you for a form of identification like a passport or driving licence and a utility bill. We have to have these on file, even for volunteers, paid staff and even store managers. Even myself, to be honest, as a volunteer. The employer monitors applications. So we monitor applications and we look at them. We make sure that store managers are not discriminating against sex or anything else, disability, age or religion. We're just on page 11 now. As part of our recruitment process, we make sure that we set everybody on and we follow all equal opportunities to help us identify and take the appropriate steps to avoid discrimination. We'll just have a quick talk about staff training now. This video that you listen to today is part of your staff training to make sure that you follow our procedures and do everything within the book. Training needs to be identified. When you join the group, you might find out that you enjoy working on the till more than you do in the back room, or you might enjoy the back room more than you do upstairs. So take that on board, do every single job, and you'll find out where you fit in best. But remember, the store manager needs you to be flexible. You may come in one day, and there may be no hours for you on the till, but loads of hours for you downstairs. Every job within the business is really, really important to keep us turning and keep us going. I must admit, as a company, we will interview anyone within the company that wants to apply for a store manager's job. And obviously it puts you in the right direction if you're already working for us. Again, we will still advertise the job internally and externally, but remember to always apply because we do take everybody's application on merit. Right, so we've talked a little bit about your career development as well. So if you're struggling about doing a CV or you're struggling with anything like that, please ask us and we'll help you with it. Myself and John are both qualified counsellors, so we offer free counselling. We've got loads of things within the business going. Free legal advice if you need it. We have a solicitor on board that will sit with you and give you legal advice. So please, please don't be worried about that. If you need any help, give us a ring. Right, conditions of service. Access to benefits and facilities and terms of employment will be kept under review to ensure that we follow all procedures and there's no unlawful barriers to qualify to access exit. So basically just making sure that we follow all the procedures. Right, we're going to talk about this a bit I don't really like talking about, but discrimination, so not discrimination, sorry, termination of employment. Basically, as a company, if you're a paid member of staff, we would take you to you'd have a verbal meeting. It depends what you've done. We'd have an investigation. You'd come in, we'd document everything, and then obviously take it to the next stage if we needed to. We'll always follow proper procedure. But don't be worried if you're asked to come in for an appraisal. Store managers will probably do them about every 2 months. It's nothing to worry about. It's just to see if we can help you move forward or maybe get you into a paid job. Not like we want to lose you or anything, because every member of staff is very much valuable to us. Right, on page 13, what to do if you encounter discrimination. I know we go a little bit on about discrimination, but it's very important within the workplace. So I must stress, and I can't stress this enough, if you are worried about something that's happening in the workplace and you don't feel you can go to your store manager, me or John are available and you can give us a ring. Our number is available. As CEOs and founders of the charity, you can ring us any time. But I will stress, if you want to do it anonymously, you have got the number. It is there. Please do report stuff. If you see a store manager stealing, a volunteer stealing, please report it. We will act on it. We will check the CCTV, and obviously it will be dealt with appropriately. And again, it can be done anonymously, so you don't need to worry about it. Non-compliance with equal opportunities rules basically could lead to disciplinary. We need to take it on board that equal opportunities is something that is very important within the business. Reviewing of the policies, the manager will keep a policy under review. She will contact us, or he will contact us, and obviously speak to us if he's got any issues. The next one, which is on page 15, is very, very important to the business. Your manager today will give you a sheet of paper to sign. We'd ask that you read it very thoroughly, and basically it talks about confidentiality. You may have people that come into your store and they ask for support. The charity will support that person. They will look into how we can help them. But we need to make sure any information you receive, or if you see that person out on the street, that whatever you do, you don't approach them. Confidentiality, they may have come to us, they may not have told the partners to come to us for support. They may not have told the mum, the dad, anything, the school. Basically, anything you hear in the workplace that is confidential, please keep it in the four walls. This is a breach of the GDPR. We are registered with the ICO, which is the Information Commission Office, and basically they can prosecute us as a business and also prosecute yourself. So remember, confidentiality is very, very important. I can't stress that enough. Please make sure you sign it. You date it, and there's nowhere for the date on your sheet of paper. You'll see, this is what you'll get, a sheet of paper with this on. There's nowhere for the date, but please write the date on there, your name, and sign it. And obviously your manager will check that we've got this on file for you. I can't stress how much confidentiality is important to us within the workplace. Right, we're going about employers' responsibilities. I mean, obviously, this is just making sure that if you see anything in the workplace that you think may cause harm to other people, report it to your line manager immediately. Your line manager will get onto head office, and obviously it'll get dealt with. The employer is responsible for taking responsible steps to safeguard the health and safety within the workplace, identify any health and safety issues, provide a health and safety place to work. We want you to be happy while you're here. We really, really do. Ensure any health and safety responsibilities and any training is carried out where required. We do offer free MVQ training to any staff that volunteer for more than 12 hours, and we also pay your bus fares to and from work. So please, please don't be worried about being out of pocket. We do try and help. We'll talk a little bit about moving and handling, how we should be moving and handling. So remember, when you're moving and handling or moving a box, assess the box first, have a quick look, make sure you can carry it, make sure you bend your knees, pick it up safely and keep the load to your body, and obviously don't damage your back. If you think it's too heavy for you, please ask a colleague. We're all there to help each other. Don't be scared about asking somebody for help. I'd rather you ask than struggle. Okay, we're one big family here. Remember that, one big family. We talk here about electric safety. I just quickly want to mention this. It's a really quick matter, but electric safety, what we're asking is no items go on the shop floor unless they have been pat tested. Your store manager will be trained on that, but they must have a label on there and put onto the shop floor before they put out. If you see a plug that's damaged, report it immediately, document it, make sure your store manager is aware of it. That way you know that it's been reported and it will be dealt with promptly. We talk about PPE, which is personal protective equipment. Once you've been with the company 1 month, you'll be issued with a lovely uniform. Burgundy is normally for area managers or above, and then you will have the red uniform, which is for store managers, and then you will have black uniforms, which is for volunteers. And black shirts are for duty managers or above, and polo shirts are for volunteers. And once you've been with us 3 months, you'll be issued with a lovely jacket like this. That's our way of saying thank you, and that's free of cost, and obviously you can wear it with pride. All we ask is if you leave the company, you supply the uniform back to us, and it can be used for other volunteers. Just to let you know as well, we will issue with a lovely name badge, which I'm not wearing today because I'm downstairs, and you'll also have a lovely lanyard with your photo on it once you've been with us a month. And we also give you 25% off once you've been with us a month in any of our stores, as long as your badge is valid. Remember as well, if your badge is running out of date and it's like you're on the last month, please let your line manager know and we will issue you with a new badge if you're still with us and still volunteering. The lanyards are a cost to yourself. Unfortunately, we don't give them out free. Ask your line manager how much they are and she will sort you one out. They are very little cost, but they look lovely with the uniform, lovely bright colours, and they've got our logo on there as well. And you know you're supporting the charity while you're doing that. Right, we quickly talk about the fire situation within the workplace. There will be a little quick fire video you'll be watching, which will be coming up shortly at the end of me going on, and how we evacuate and what we need to do when steering the fire alarm. We must make sure that we stay calm. Now, the video will tell you that there will be a dedicated fire person. What I would say, if you discover a fire in your workplace, please alert by shouting fire, 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 and hitting the call point button. But I'd rather 4 people ring 999 than everyone think someone else will do it. So I will stress to you, if there's a fire in your workplace, you see the fire, shout fire, 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 press the alarm point button, they're normally red, press that, and please leave the building calmly, do not collect your belongings, and make sure you dial 999. I'd rather all the staff in the store dial 999 than everyone think the store manager may do it. And the reason I say that, the store manager may be trapped and not be able to get to a phone, and you think she's dealing with the fire. Remember to go to your assembly point, which your store manager will tell you. Go straight to your assembly point, wait until you have been told what to do by an official fire officer. That's not the store manager, an official fire officer. If there is no fire and the protect there is no fire, then obviously the fire brigade will let you back into the building. Obviously, again, if it is just a drill, please do not dial 999, but 9 times out of 10 your store manager will tell you there is a drill imminent. We normally have one unannounced a year where it's not a real fire, but again, if the alarm goes off, and please dial 999. It's safer to be on the safe side than not to be on the safe side. But like I said, if you discover a fire, 999 straight away. It's very important that we do that. And if you do suspect a fire and it's not a drill, please dial 999. Non-compliance with health and safety rules basically, again, could lead to disciplinary action. It's very important that we don't breach any of the health and safety rules within the workplace, us as an employer and you as a volunteer or paid member of staff. Staff responsibilities relating to equipment. We need to make sure that you're trained on the equipment that you're using. So please don't use anything that you have not been trained off or signed off for. You will notice at the end of today's training, you'll be given a sheet of paper to sign off everything we've done today. And that's basically to keep you safe, keep us safe within the workplace. But please don't do anything you have not been signed off for. That includes pat testing. We do offer 2-hour training pat testing. If you're interested in doing the training, please let your line manager know, and obviously we will organise a 2-hour training. You must pass a small little test at the end of it. It's not very hard, I promise you. It's really, really easy, but we need to make sure that you're competent on it. So with little things like that we will do within the business, you will get a certificate for it, but it will mean you're only valid to do it within the LGBT community stores. But it is a good training exercise to do. It's really, really good. It is very important that we do it correctly. We need to keep people safe. But yeah, you will enjoy it. Right, so we go on to talk about equipment and what we can use. Accidents within the workplace. We have a first aid box in each store. Most store managers are first aid trained, and I must say we have a accident book which an accident must be reported into, and we also have an accident incident form. Both of them would be photocopied and sent to head office, and obviously if we think this is a radar situation, we would obviously deal with it and obviously report it further. Don't worry too much about that. Your store manager's had training on that and she knows, or he knows, what they are doing. Staff responsibilities relating to a national health alert. Obviously we've had COVID back in 2020, and obviously the stores had to follow all procedures regarding health and safety, and obviously keeping staff and customers safe while still keeping our stores open. So obviously as a company we will take every step to make sure we comply with all the laws that England or Wales give us that we have to follow. Staff responsibilities relating to an emergency evacuation and fire. Again, you will watch a small fire video. It lasts for about 20 minutes, but it's really important that you watch it, and it tells you what we would do as a company to make sure that we evacuate our stores effectively. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you where your where your assembly point is, because every store is different. I'm currently doing this training in our Rotherham store, but basically whichever store you're in, your store manager will tell you where it is. If he or she doesn't, please ask them where your assembly point is, and that must be where you go when you hear the fire alarm. Again, if it is a drill, make sure the doors are locked to the store. If it's not a drill, please get out, don't collect your belongings, and get out of the store immediately. Your safety is more important than the store itself. So again, it goes into detail what we do as a company. We will every 12 months evacuate each store. It may be busy, but we will evacuate it. We'll do a full evacuation. Not even the store manager will know that's happening. It will be done by somebody from head office. We need to make sure that we're keeping fire exits clear. I can't stress this enough. I go into stores and somebody's put 20 bags there that are ready for rags, right next to the fire door. Bric-a-brac stored right next to the fire door. They don't realise how important these are to keep them clear. Make sure they are clear at all times. You never know whether an electrical fault or a fire from the kitchen and you are blocked, because the room will soon fill of smoke. You know where the fire door is and you've got loads of stuff there and you're all climbing over each other. I can't stress enough. Please keep your fire exits clear. It's your safety. It's you we want to keep safe while you're working for LGBT Charity UK. So I will say this to all volunteers, store managers, assistant managers, duty managers, team leaders. Please, fire exits, keep them clear. You will see near most fire exits we have a sign above that says exit. It's normally lit if we have a power cut. This is to help you get out. Please do not use fire extinguishers unless you are trained or you believe that you could put a fire out. Again, your safety is more important, and do not trap yourself in a room where you can't get out by trying to use a fire extinguisher. And I will stress, if you are trapped in a room and you can't get out for any reason, grab the fire extinguisher and smash the window, get yourself out. You're more important than anything within the business. Your life is very important to us, so make sure that you don't put yourself in a vulnerable situation whilst in a fire evacuation or in a real fire. A small training video will come and tell you what we do as a business, but I must stress once again, I don't mind if 4 of you ring the fire brigade. I'd rather 4 of you ring the fire brigade than nobody ring them on spotting a fire. So again, evacuation, 9 times out of 10 your store manager will evacuate the customers. Normally you will get yourself out of the store unless you know your store manager is not in the store. This is why it's important to tell people when you're in and out of a store, especially as a store manager. Please let the staff know you're leaving the store for your dinner. Please let them know that you're just going to be 10 minutes. Make sure they've got your phone number. This is also important because if we did have a fire evacuation and you wasn't in the store, that someone knows you're not there. So please, this is why most stores now have got clocking in and clocking out machines. Normally we use them for making sure we know who is in and out of stores. Responsibility of all staff, general staff responsibilities. Take responsibility care of your own health and safety within the workplace. Cooperate with your employer to make sure you comply with health and safety. And it goes on keeping the workplace tidy and hazard free. I can't stress that enough. Don't have boxes piled everywhere. I know it's hard when you've got a van coming in, loads of stuff. Make sure you know the van's coming. Make sure you leave some space. The delivery driver will normally tell you how many bags you get in. You'll have a rough idea. Make sure you've got some space for that coming in. Don't block fire exits. Cooperate with the employer. Investigations of any accidents or incidents whilst in the workplace. This that could lead to incidents as well. So make sure you tell us if you're a bit unworried or a bit concerned. Risk assessment, hazardous substances, display screens and equipment and manual handling. Well, risk assessments are done by your store manager. She'll go over the store, do any risk assessments. They are available in every store. You can read them. They tell you about our slips and falls and where we think there may be hazards within the store. Hazardous substances, I'm going to tell you a quick story now. You're going to laugh your head off. This is under controlled substances hazardous to health. And basically, please don't mix bleachers together. I learnt the hard way. I mixed 3 bleachers together. This was many years ago, about 20 years ago, and basically gassed myself and passed out and burnt all my throat. So please, I can't stress enough, don't mix chemicals. It will harm you. The gases off it will burn your throat, and I passed out, and obviously an ambulance were called. So please, I learnt the hard way. Please don't do it. We talk about display screens. We ask that all staff don't work on a till for more than 4 hours without at least having a 10-minute break. So if you believe you've been on a till for more than 4 hours, please ask your store manager to move you on to a different aspect of the business or go for a quick 10-minute break before you go back. I will say though, we're not busy stores where you can't go off the till. Staff are allowed to come off the till and fill. They are allowed to come off the till and obviously pick up stuff off the floor. The till area can be left unmanned as long as somebody's supervising it. So when I said that, you can go to the other end of the store and start picking stuff up off the floor, and you don't have to worry about if that somebody stood on the till 24 hours, 7 days a week. The till systems lock out, so once you've served a customer, it signs you out of the till, so there's no worries that anybody else can get in without your till number. I will say as well, once you are given a till number, you don't give that to anyone else. No one else is to use your till number. I must stress that as well. That is a total breach of confidence. It's a total breach of company policy. And when it comes to manual handling, I've just quickly given you that briefly earlier. Remember to bend your knees. Make sure you assess the load first before lifting it, and then obviously we can get moving from there. If you need more information or more training, please ask your manager. He or she will go through that for you and give you a bit more information. I know I've gone on today about health and safety quite a lot, and it is a really important matter to us, health and safety, and this is why we have health and safety policy, which is on page 22, and it tells you about the purpose of the policy, who is responsible for the workplace health and safety. That's you and me as an employer, to make sure that we keep you safe whilst you're in the workplace. And it's responsibility of all the staff, basically. I can't stress that enough, and that's why I've put it in bold in the handbook when I put it together. Responsibility for all staff, okay? So that's... Now, we have a safeguarding policy, and this has been put together by myself, and the reason we put this together is to make sure that LGBT Charity UK does follow all safeguarding policies. This is law, so we need to make sure we're doing it correctly, and if you're unsure again, please ask your store manager. They'll go into a bit more detail about it and what we do. There is different aspects of safeguarding. Obviously, we deal with children under the age of 16, which we class as children. 16 or under is classed as a child within the organisation. Anyone 16, so anyone 17 or above is obviously classed as an adult. But again, you have to assess every situation as it comes in. And obviously, if you believe it is a safeguarding issue, please bring it up with your line manager, who will then obviously bring it up further if needed. Now on page 24, it just talks about the policy statement. LGBT UK believe that everyone who comes into contact, regardless of age, gender, identity, disability, sexual orientation, has the right to be protected from all forms of harm, abuse, neglect. We will not tolerate any abuse or neglect by staff within the workplace, personally or indirectly. The policy will address the following issues regarding safeguarding within our workplace: child safeguarding, adult safeguarding, and protection from sexual harassment or abuse within the workplace or outside. The key areas of safeguarding may have different policies and procedures assigned to them. LGBT Charity UK commits to address safeguarding throughout its work, throughout the three protections and reporting and response. We will always report a safeguarding issue, always. So again, if you think it's a safeguarding issue, or even if you just have got the inkling there's a problem, please report it. This must be done immediately, and obviously will be acted on immediately. Again, we then talk about staff responsibilities when it comes to child safeguarding and adult safeguarding. Again, it's really important that we follow procedures. I have stressed this to you: 16 or under is classed as a child, 17 or above is classed as an adult. That could be it could be a child safeguarding issue, or could be an adult safeguarding issue. So I can't stress that enough. If you've got a problem, speak to your line manager and they'll go through it for you. So again, it does say in the book here on page 25, sexual harassment to anyone under the age of 18 is classed as children in this particular handbook, but we've just slightly changed that policy. It's now from 17, not 18. And then we go on to page 26, which talks about reporting of safeguarding. As a volunteer, please don't worry about it. Report it to your line manager and he or she will deal with it. Regarding a store manager, if you're unsure how to fill the paperwork in regarding a safeguarding issue, please contact head office. They will go through it with you. We'll get it reported in the correct way and obviously dealt with effectively. I'm going to quickly briefly just go back on confidentiality. If you did break confidentiality, you are breaking the law. You're not just breaking LGBT Charities UK's policies, and you can be prosecuted by the ICO, which is the Information Commission Office, and that you will be breaking the GDPR. And obviously it's very important that we don't do that. Right, so we go on here about... we go on to page 28, which again talks about safeguarding the protection of sexual harassment within the workplace, which is the PSEA. More information in the book tells you a little bit about that. We go on about the at-risk adults, at-risk children, the discrimination again, and grievance policy. On page 30, we go on about the grievance policy. If you've got an issue within the workplace, please address it with us. We will deal with it. If you are struggling and you are finding that you need support and you don't even want to come to me or John because you're not happy with a disciplinary, or you're not happy with leaving the company, there's a company called ACAS that you can go to. It's a free organisation. They will give you advice, and they're brilliant, to be honest. If you need any advice about employment law, employment rights, ACAS is a free organisation. You can go to it, have a chat with them, and they'll give you some advice on where they think you should go next, or maybe a work investigation or further. They don't work for us. They're an independent organisation, and they'll give you the correct advice. Hopefully us as a company have followed the proper rules, but they are really good. They're called ACAS. It's ACAS. If you go online onto Google, you'll get their telephone number. It tells you about the ACAS Code of Practice and Matters. It gives you a bit of details about them there. I would say give that a quick read. It's not our policies, it's ACAS's policies, but it is very important. And we will say step 1 is a written warning, step 2 is final written warning, step 3 is dismissal, and obviously we will make sure that as a company we follow all procedures. Anything you didn't understand, obviously in the back of the book you've got a couple of notebook pads there, note paper, you can write a few notes and obviously ask your line manager. Head office as address is on the front of the handbook, and you've also got the registered charity number if you need it for any information. We're going to send you now to a quick training video on fire. After that you will do a little course on how to serve a customer, how not to serve a customer. You will do a bit of training on how we hang clothes, how we use the till, how we use the card machine, and then that's your training complete for today. But don't forget, anything you don't understand, don't worry about it. Your store manager, he or she, will go through all the aspects of the way the business runs, and I really want you to have fun while you're working for us. You will really enjoy working for us. Later on in this video you'll meet John Conway, which is also our CEO and founder, and you'll also meet Sarah, who is our regional manager. She looks after all our stores. You'll see her popping in and out of stores, doing bits and bobs, and obviously supporting the store managers and yourselves as volunteers. Absolutely fantastic lady. She's brilliant for the organisation. Been with us, and she started with us as a cleaner. So remember, there's always ways of getting up within the company. Sarah's definitely got to be one of them that's that would say that to you. She started with us as a cleaner, and now she's a regional manager. So yeah, it can be done. It can be done. But anyway, let's go on to your fire video now. And remember, there's further training down there, and you will meet other people as well through the video. But thank you very much. Don't forget to check out our website at www.lgbtcharity.uk. And also, if you need to ring head office, our number is 0871 944 3536. Calls are charged at 13p a minute plus your network access charge. But you can also ring our mobile numbers if you need to speak to us direct. Here's some training now on fire safety. It's really important that you watch this. Please enjoy the rest of the training and enjoy your time with us at LGBT Charity UK. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today to meet you personally, but at some point I will get a chance to come and say hello. Thanks again, guys. Bye.